Howdy. Some say talking helps, so I make a read through of that. I haven't read it, but it sounded interesting. I started to read and I decided I will make a read through because it seems to be interesting. Obviously, it's from Robert Atkinson, PhD, Hope and the Consciousness Journey, Positive Psychology. The psychology of our fall from wholeness. A process of transformation makes possible the merging of apparent opposites. Posted on December 26, 2022. Key points. The individuation process initiates a remembrance of our innate wholeness. Though the nameless fragmented into the named becoming 10,000 things, a hidden thread of wholeness still connects us all. As we communicate more with the inner realm, lost archetypes burst forth from within, giving us a timeless understanding. Our life journey consists of a process of knowing, forgetting, and remembering. As we live out certain types of experiences that are common to all and become conscious of their meaning, we initiate a process of remembering our innate wholeness. Carl Jung calls this the individuation process. It consists of the archetypes we are born with, embedded in our psyche, our unconscious, bubbling up from within, released by those common life experiences, making us aware not only of their purpose for us, but also of their transformative power in our lives. I try to read a bit better. Most often, a very long process involving great struggle. The result of this conscious experience of merging life's opposites into a new whole is a remembrance of our own wholeness. Sometimes you just get ripped apart and you're left there with a pile and then trying to make something of it. Recreate yourself, born of a broken man or something. But anyway, let's continue. The union of apparent opposites into a wholeness previously unimagined, in which all things are in harmony and balance, is made possible through a process of transformation that realigns and renews the entirety of our consciousness. Is this transformative process of remembering our wholeness even necessary? Is it a process that is essential to fulfilling our potential? Is it something we choose or not? Or maybe just fall into? The short answer to these questions is yes. Let's step back, look at the big picture, and decipher why. That's a very interesting article. Because it's just one article about this theme, and there are written many books about these things, and many millions of people have been thinking about these things all their lives. So that's just a very sneak peek into that. There was a time when all things in existence made up a whole. That's a very strange sentence, because it's always the time, you know? There was a time when all things in existence made up a whole. Yeah, maybe just only humans made the distinction that we are not part of nature or whatever. But anyway, in this holistic view of reality, apparent opposites like yin and yang, feminine and masculine, were seen as complementary, interrelated halves of the same whole, transcending their own presumed duality. Lao Tzu called this wholeness of existence the nameless, which is all there was at the beginning of heaven and earth. In this original wholeness, all things are in harmony with all other things and in perfect relationship. However, the evolution of existence took a turn in the Garden of Eden with the eating of the forbidden fruit. And in another version of this narrative, in Greek mythology, with the opening of Pandora's box. These narratives are not only about asserting our individual will over a greater will, but, but also about humanity's fall from wholeness. Let's just continue. I need to cough every now and then. The separation of the named from the nameless fragmented the named into 10,000 things, as Lao Tzu noted, and break the whole into countless pieces. Yeah, that's in a way like modern science works. They break the whole thing in so small pieces that no one ever within the paradigm could ever have the possibility to see the whole picture, because that's part of the game. This is how science works. We have specialists for every kind of thing, but they don't know what the neighbor is doing. At the same time, a hidden thread of wholeness still connects us all. This is what Jung identified as humanity's archetypal heritage embedded within the collective unconsciousness. We become aware of this connecting thread as we communicate more with the inner realm and as lost archetypes burst forth from our unconsciousness, giving us a timeless understanding that countless others have experienced before us and will after us. Many mystic traditions and mindfulness practices seek this state of unitive consciousness that is available to all. Many traditions also share versions of a legend, in which our journey of life consists of a process of knowing, forgetting, and remembering. These legends say that we innately know we have come from wholeness, but we are born into a realm that eventually causes us to forget what we once knew, and we spend our lives in search of what will enable us to remember the wholeness we once knew. Since our consciousness originates in unity, this is where our search leads us back to. Remembrance, which is the essence of all mindfulness practice, gets us in touch with the source of that knowing and reminds us of our deeper nature. Individuation or remembering who we really are is a necessity for reclaiming and returning to our original wholeness. It also represents a process through which we come to realize the wholeness of the entire creation. In the new story of wholeness, this process is explained as a blueprint consisting of 3 archetypes: call to wholeness, path of purification, and return to wholeness. This universal pattern embedded within our unconscious provides within our unconsciousness. Anyway, provides a roadmap for achieving the greatest expansion of consciousness that is humanly possible. It allows us to fulfill our innate potential, which leads naturally to passing on this understanding to others and transforming the world in the process. Yeah, history has its eyes on us. the purpose of having forgotten our inherent wholeness and undergoing a transformative process to remember this, which may be repeated many times over in our lives, is that this is how we discover we are more like others than not. The goal in going through this process is not escaping from the world, but the fullest possible psycho-spiritual development through our work in the world. Yeah. My reading sucks today, I know. All perceived distinctions or differences between things that are complementary parts of the same whole can become catalysts for our own growth. Just our life's difficulties, struggles, and challenges that contribute most to meaning making. Yeah, try to make sense of it. Life's a quest for the union of opposites leads to this all-embracing unity of the whole. As we live our lives consciously and deliberately, with universal motives and archetypes emerging from within, we discover not only who we are, but also why we are here. And that our lives are directed toward experiences that naturally and purposely bring about personal and collective transformation. The journey from wholeness to duality and back to wholeness is the journey humanity has been on for millennia. What's getting us to our destination is that consciousness evolves toward wholeness. Yes. Sorry for butchering this text. I think it could have been read much better. I haven't been practicing it, but I just thought it's, in a way to manifest once again the fight against the bad wolves or feeding the good wolves. Transmutation, the process of transmutation of elements, and in this circumstance it is again the stress element, which in a way I try to transform or transmutate in something else. Despite this being just a text from someone. Man and His Symbols, C.J. Young. It would have been very interesting to hear if this person who wrote this text has ever heard about Immanuel Velikovsky, about humanity living in this kind of, what's the word? I forgot it. Yeah, forgettingness. We have no idea where we are from, archaeologists don't know anything about petroglyphs, what they are and stuff like that. Anthony Perret made experiments in the Los Alamos laboratory and figured it all out. David Talbot continued the work of Velikovsky and wrote the Saturn myth. Wolf Thornhill talks about gravity, many other very interesting things. So psychology is not positive, it's just the thing, which fluctuates into both ways. Usually the bad parts stay more in your mind for whatever reason. Maybe because Earth's surface is mainly charged negatively. I don't know. But anyway, I need to go to the sauna now. Yeah. Many things to discharge, to process, to try to transmute that into something else, into something useful, into something which gives power and doesn't take. Yeah. Also, negative power is power. That is what is the whole thing about. Try to tap in all the powers, not only the positive ones. If you figure out how to tap into the bad powers, yeah, you will make it far. But anyway, thanks. Bye.